and welcome to this Astranti YouTube video looking at the CIMA Certificate in Business Accounting. Now, this is the first level that you will all need to pass as you begin your CIMA journey. And if you are interested in learning more about Astranti and learning more about the products that we produce or learning more about the Certificate in Business Accounting, then please like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen or visit the Astranti website, www.astranti.com. We have many materials relevant to the Certificate in Business Accounting. We have study texts, we have revision notes, we have mock exams, we have a video tuition kit as well, and that's all available free on the Astranti website for the certificate level. And this particular video that I'm going to go through today looks at an introduction into what the Certificate in Business Accounting is, and also some hints and tips of how you can revise, how you can study effectively for the exam. And this is part one. And the second part that I will be posting in the next few weeks will be looking at the exam itself, because how you actually plan your revision, plan your studies is really important. So this video is mainly for people who are just starting in the certificate level, but also if you're already halfway through the certificate level, or even if you're on the objective tests at the operational or management level, there may be some tips here that you can use to take into account when you are planning your own studies and planning your own revision. So let's begin. For starters, we're going to look at what the certificate exam is. Now, there are four main subjects. Within the certificate exam, you have the economics paper, the fundamentals of management accounting, the fundamentals of financial accounting, and that's underpinned by BA4, which is the fundamentals of ethics, corporate governance, and business law. And a lot of the content within the certificate level is going to be built on over the course of your CIMA journey, particularly things like management accounting, things like ethics and corporate governance. That's going to appear time and time again. So it's really useful that you learn these subjects now, as that will stand you in good stead as you progress throughout your studies. And the good thing about the certificate exam, because it's all online, because you can book it, etc., you can fit it in around other commitments. So if you've got other things on, you've got things happening at work, you've got families, etc., you can build your studies, build your exam around your life. It's not like you have to prepare for a specific exam date. You can do some research and then only book your exam once you feel ready to take it. And they can be taken in any order, so you don't have to do BA4 first and then BA1, BA2, BA3, or BA1, 2, 3, 4. You can do it BA2, then BA4, BA1, etc. It does not matter. And you can study these at the same time, or you can study one at a time. So you could, in theory, start doing a bit of BA4 and then, to keep yourself fresh, move on to a bit of BA1, etc. As long as by the end of it, you have enough knowledge ready to take the exam. So, how to study. This can be really important, and making sure you study effectively is just as important as your technique in the exam itself, because if you spend 4 weeks studying inappropriately and incorrectly, you've wasted 4 weeks. So what I'm going to do now is go through my approach to studying to make sure you're using the right materials, making sure you are revising and learning the right things. And no matter how many different styles there are of learning and different approaches, you can ultimately break them all down into 3 key stages. The learning stage, where you are coming to the material for the first time, so you need to make sure you know what you're going to be tested on. You need to make sure that you look at everything that's in the syllabus. There's then the solidify stage, which is where you make sure you can remember and you can bring up information that you have learnt. Make sure you know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. So you're starting to test your knowledge here, test your understanding. And then finally, once you have solidified your knowledge, you need to properly assess your knowledge. So test your ability to apply it in scenario-based questions, exam-style questions, and always make sure you test yourself under exam conditions. That means to the correct timing, that means not having notes to hand, etc. Anything that you won't get on the exam day, make sure you don't have as you're testing yourself, because you need to prepare yourself for the full exam conditions. And there are many different revision methods that you can use. There are classroom-based revision methods. There's using study text and revision notes, watching videos, and also taking practice questions and exam. Now, of course, which method is best for you depends on your learning style. If you are a visual learner, then you might perhaps want to look at study texts or watch the videos. If you are a kinesthetic learner and you learn by doing things, then you might want to take your practice questions and mock exams and almost teach yourself how the content works and how to answer questions by trial and error in answering questions. But it's also useful to have a range of different approaches as well to keep things fresh. And here at Astranti, we actually provide all of these things here with the exception of the classroom-based courses. So again, for those of you who are taking the certificate level, if you head over to the website, you will be able to sign up for free for all of our study text, revision notes, questions, and tuition videos for the certificate level. And when you are revising and you're learning, you need to make sure you cover the entire syllabus. And in your exam, the entire syllabus is going to be covered. You're not going to get lucky and get 60 questions on a topic that you really like, one specific topic within the syllabus that you really like. It's going to be based on the entire syllabus using the syllabus weighting. So for example, here we've got the BA1 syllabus, and 25% of the marks in the exam are going to be for macroeconomic and institutional context of business. So that means that you will need to get 25% of the marks based on your marks in total based on that particular topic. And this also serves as a guide for how much time you should be spending revising. So if you were to have a different syllabus where 80% was from one particular area and then there was 10% from another and 10% from another, don't spend your entire revision time looking at topics in one of those 10% areas, because the chances are you are going to fail your exam, because you are not going to be able to earn enough marks in those particular areas to pass the exam. So you should be making sure that you fit in enough revision around these weightings to make sure you've covered the syllabus effectively. And you could break the syllabus down even further looking at the syllabus that's published online, and you will see that you've got your lead outcomes and what is contained within that particular outcome. And then looking at your indicative syllabus content, that's the specific topics that is going to cover. So for example, you might look at this lead outcome and think, oh, it's explain the principal factors that affect the level of a country's national income. So rather than just think, can I answer that or can I not answer that, and do your revision based around that, you want to take a look at the specific syllabus content, because that's the specific topics that are ultimately going to be tested in the exam. So do make sure you can look at that indicative syllabus content and think, yes, I can answer questions about the causes of changes to the equilibrium level. Yes, I can answer questions on the trade cycle and the various different stages. I know how inflation affects it, etc. And then when you are practicing questions, this is more in your solidify/assess stage, you need to make sure you're testing your knowledge to make sure that you can bring up information and recall information without having the study text to hand, and also make sure that you are doing it under timed conditions so that you know whether you're in a good place or not for sitting the exam. And also make sure you learn from the solutions. Check why you got a question right or wrong, because the solution should have enough detail in there to let you know why you were right or why you were wrong. So it's important that you understand why you were correct, because it could have been that you just randomly ticked an answer and you weren't quite sure why that was the right answer. You just had a gut feeling it was, and you got the question correct, so you think, oh, I got that one correct, and move on. But you need to review the solution to understand why you are correct, because the same question might not be asked in the same format the next time you get a question like that, or if you get a question like that in your exam. And obviously, when you've got a question that's incorrect, you definitely need to look at the answer. You need to understand why you perhaps got the answer wrong. And in the Astranti questions that we provide, so we've got a series of practice questions for each specific topic, and we've also got 3 mock exams. You can review the solution. The solution will provide you with additional information to help solidify your knowledge. So it won't just say, yes, this is the right answer because of X, Y, Z. It will also give some background into what the terms mean or what the particular theory that's being tested is, etc. And also, it will give you a full explanation as to why the correct answers were correct and also why the incorrect answers were not correct. And that should help with your learning as well. So you're not just learning why you got the question right, you're also learning why you were right to say that the incorrect answers were incorrect. So again, do head over to the Astranti website for lots of free materials for the certificate level relating to questions, videos, and the study text. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it and you have found it useful. I hope you have got an idea of why it's important to vary your approach to revision and to look at different materials. Also, why it's important to make sure you follow that process of learning the content, solidifying the content, and then testing yourself on that content and making sure you do it under exam conditions. Do join me for the next part in this video, which is going to be looking more specifically at the approach that you can take within the actual exam. So do like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen to make sure you are notified when that video is available. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.